Powers and exponents up next. A power is an expression written that has an exponent and a base. And you can see down here further along we have 4 to the 5th power. And we're showing that the base is the number which is multiplied to itself. It's the normal looking number. And the exponent is the number which tells us how many times to multiply the base to itself. It's the little guy up to the right-hand side. That is a superscript if you're thinking about it in terms of typing on a computer. So 4 to the 5th power would mean we would take 5 4s and multiply them together. Okay, and by now you should know that powers that have an exponent of 2, we usually say squared instead of to the 2nd power. And with an exponent of 3, we usually say cubed instead of to the 3rd power. Anything bigger than 3, we just have to say to the 4th power, 5th power, so on and so on and so on. So, filling in this table. 3 to the 1st power. Well, that's a single 3. That would be 3 to the 1st power, and that's 3. 3 to the 2nd power would mean 3 times 3. It looks like 3 with a superscript of 2. 3 times 3, of course, is 9. 3 to the 3rd power would mean there are 3 3's multiplied together. So that's a 3 with a superscript of 3, and that's 27. A 3 to the 4th power would be 4 3's multiplied together. That is a 3 with a superscript of 4. That is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That's 9 times 9. That's 81. And 3 to the 5th power would be 5 3's. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That is 3 with a superscript of 5. And 3 to the 5th power is 243. So that's just a quick little review to remember how exponents work. We've worked with exponents before, that's nothing new. Evaluating. Okay, so 4 to the 3rd power, that would be 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. Negative 2 to the 5th power. The parentheses here are important, as we've talked about in pre-algebra. They mean that we have 5 negative 2's. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. And this doesn't have anything to multiply with yet, so it just carries along. 4 times 4 is 16. This negative 2 is still just coming along. And 16 times negative 2 is negative 32. Next we have negative 5 squared. The key thing here is there are no parentheses. The lack of parentheses means the answer is negative. So this says we have 2 5's to multiply together and then make it negative. So we're going to do 5 times 5 is 25 and make it negative. Okay. No parentheses, just means make the answer negative. And fractions. Okay. Yes, you could say that this is 2/3 times 2/3 times 2/3 if you wanted. That's fine. It's 3 2/3. And here, rather than doing piece by piece, we're just going to go ahead and multiply out because we can do that. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8 in the numerator. And 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27 in the denominator. And sometimes you'll be asked to go the other way. I'm going to give you a number and a base and ask for the exponent. So the number is 8. The base, is 2. So the question is, I have to what we have to do here, since the base is 2, is say, okay, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. There's the 8 I want. I had to use 1, 2, 3 2's to get there, so it's 2 to the third power. That's it. Over here, base is negative 5, so I'm just going to multiply together negative 5's until I get negative 125. So negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. 25 times negative 5 is negative 125. That's what I'm looking for. I had 1, 2, 3 negative 5's. I have to put the negative 5 in parentheses here because the base itself is negative 5. If the base is a negative number, make sure you write it in the parentheses.